Well, a happy Friday. We are ending our Friday on a dry note despite the clouds out there on the radar. At the very least, we are not dealing with anything right now. That is going to change this weekend. Our next storm system is out over the Midwest. It's bringing quite a bit of snow to the Midwest. That being said, it is going to undergo some changes as it makes its way to the south and then does a 180 and heads up our mountains. Now the temperatures out there right now around that freezing point, upper 20s, low 30s across the area. And tonight we will fall back into the 20s. We'll have some clouds around. We may see a little bit of a break in the clouds, but tomorrow is generally a fairly cloudy day. It does look like we will be staying dry tomorrow. Those winter storm watches, not warnings just yet. They are watches, which means that we are expecting this storm and we must prepare, but it is not imminent. They are posted for the entire mountain state pretty much until Monday morning for several inches of snow, but also for the potential for some ice mixing in, and that could actually cut back on some snow amounts, create some hazards of its own, of course. But as we head into our Saturday, temperatures are going to be pretty cold to start off the day, and we only rise a little bit because of the cloud cover. We're only going to be in the 20s by the end of the day on Saturday. Going throughout our Sunday, we potentially see a little bit of some mixing going on. This is just one of our models, but we can see that there's some pink. This is a warm wedge of air just above the surface in the lower levels of the atmosphere. That can actually cut back on snow totals across much of West Virginia. This happens often across our region in the winter, and it causes ice instead of snow. Now, of course, that has its own hazards, and we need to watch out because we could be seeing several hours of this ice, of this mix of freezing rain and sleet, but it will eventually turn back to snow. We'll still see some heavier bands of snow. It's a fairly quick moving system. By Monday, we're generally just dealing with some lighter snow, probably some blowing snow, but some cool temperatures as well in the teens. Now, in terms of the wind is not a huge issue with this system, but if you are in the higher ridges of the middle of our area, we're seeing some gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour. You can see through Raynell, Eastern Fayette, Western Greenbrier, and Pocahontas. So keep that in mind if you're in those areas. Otherwise, we're not talking about too much in the way of wind gusts. In terms of the snow amounts, this is going to be altered over the next several days. This is the initial snow map. We're talking because of that ice potentially mixing in. We're talking potentially 6 to 9 inches across the area. It does look like up through the higher terrain we could see a little bit more, but it does look like that potentially a foot of snow is just looking very unlikely across the area. It doesn't look like many people are going to actually reach that or get even close to that, especially because sleet and freezing rain will cut back on the totals. And of course, the more towards Kentucky and Virginia, Southwest Virginia that we are, the lower the totals are going to be because of that warm wedge of air. It looks like we could pick up a little bit of ice across the area, a little bit of accumulation, especially through our western counties. So if you are through the Nicholas, Fayette, Raleigh County area, down through the coal fields, that's where it's looking like we're going to pick up potentially the most sleet and freezing rain. So we will have to watch out for some isolated power outages just because of that. That is going to be an issue. Travel is not recommended across much of the country as we head over the next several days. Saturday is just going to be a mess across the middle section, and then Saturday night as we head into the south, and then that storm system comes up through our area. We see those pinks, and that's major travel delays across the area. That's basically signaling that we don't want to be driving where that pink is, and we're in that as we head through the day on Sunday. So generally, if you can just be home on Sunday, definitely take it easy, stay off the road so that the department can get their jobs done as we head over the next several days. Temperatures feeling like winter as we head into next week. We'll be back after this.